Rather than there being two sort of sources of existence in life, God and love and good. This is everybody's life. If you shut it off as much as you can in your consciousness by turning away from love toward things that are harmful, that are willingly doing things that you know are hurting other people, God isn't gone. God is still powering the machine. That nobody can move and think and choose without God. But you can shut out, you can decide you're not going to act in that way, but God is still there. So this is how God can be the source of all life, even though there is this dichotomy between really great things we do to each other and really, really horrible things that we do to each other. And I was just watching the news today. You see them both on there, right? So it's talking about evil. This whole section is, what is evil? Where does evil come from if there's not a devil that is just this sort of infinite source of evil, just like God is an infinite source of love? So this is another description from Swedenborg about how it's actually our minds are backwards when we've shaped them that way through choices toward evil, and that takes the flow in of love, the inflow of love, whichever you like, and inverts it. Just like plants, those kinds of things can take the sunlight that's coming in, turn it into all kinds of different forms. So this is a little abstract as Swedenborg can be. So we put like a simple slideshow with it, but what you're hearing is Swedenborg's words, where he's describing further on what the actual structures themselves are like in the mind when we look towards good or evil. So here it is.
Since we are our own love, we are also the forms of our own love and can be called organs of our life's love. We can get a relative concept of them from our heart and lungs. Their changes are alternating expansions and compressions, or dilations and contractions. Much the same happens in the organic forms of the mind, which, as already noted, are the subjects of our feelings and thoughts. The difference is that their expansions and compressions, their alternating motions, are relatively so much more perfect that there's no way to describe them in the words of ordinary language. Only the words of spiritual language are adequate, and these indicate that they are like whirlpools, spiraling in and out, like endless twisted coils joined together in forms that are wonderfully receptive of life. Now, though, I need to state what these purely organic substances and forms are like in evil people and in good people. In good people, the spirals face forward, and in evil people, they face backward. When they spiral forward, they are turned toward the Lord and are open to the inflow from Him. When they spiral backward, they're turned toward hell and are open to its inflow. It is important to realize that to the extent that they are turned backward, they are open behind and closed in front, and that conversely, to the extent that they're turned forward, they are open in front and closed behind. This shows what kind of form or what kind of organ an evil person is and what kind of form or organ a good person is. They're turned in opposite directions. It is our volition's love that determines this direction, or that turns us forward or backward. For as just noted, each of us is her or his love. That is why, after death, we all follow the path of our love. To heaven if we have loved what is good, and to hell if we have loved what is evil. We find no rest until we arrive in the community where our own dominant love is, and strange as it may sound, we all know the way. It is as though we were following a scent.
So we just had spirals in front of the head, but as I understand what he's describing, he's talking about the internal structure of the spirit mind. He says that our spirits are as structured as our bodies, and that all the thoughts and feelings we have there are happening in little structured forms, just like in the physical brain you have neurons and bundles and those sorts of things. There is that to an even higher extent, more complex in the spirit, and that an evil life actually turns those structures, inverts those structures somehow, and that this is how the mechanics of how love and truth can get turned into evil and falsity. So